Hi, everybody. Zipporah Wayne here. It's been a while. I've had quite a few changes going on in my life, all of which are, in the end, good. And I'm thankful for the ride and the contrast of all the emotions and experiences. But I want to jump in. Actually, I'm going to back up for a second. Biggest change in my life is I was working at the preschool here in Atlanta, one of the preschools, the one at our shul. And now I'm working and have increased my hours at the local Jewish day school that my daughter's going to in her grade. So in the afternoons, which I get to be with her, and we love, it's just such a gift. And I get to do some social, emotional learning with the girls and the boys classes. It's really, Hashem's put me in a wonderful place. I'm very, 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 very grateful. So today I want to talk about parenting with the Parsha's Vaaira. And there's so much richness going on in this Parsha. As always, I am picking from Growth Through Torah by Rabbi Zelig Pliskin. And it beautifully, as always, ties into parenting. So Moshe Rabbeinu, the humblest of leaders that we know of and have experienced, Hashem told Moshe as Moshe was leading the Jewish people, taking us out of Mitzrayim in the process, what two qualities, what two traits did Hashem tell Moshe Rabbeinu that he needed to have? Think about that for a second before I answer. What two qualities, as the leader, did Moshe Rabbeinu need to have to successfully lead the Jewish people? And what two qualities do I believe we need the most in parenting? I believe, and it says here from the Torah, one is patience. The other I'm adding is compassion for ourselves and for the people we are leading. In Moshe's case, it was Klal Yisrael. So there's so much here that I want to share that is so related to parenting. It's that when someone is suffering very much, all he wants to hear is that his suffering will be removed. That's why we offer validation to children. We say, I'm here. That really is hurt. It hurts. It hurts. And in other words, if there's too much, you say, oh, you're fine. Ah, you're fine. Number one, it's invalidating. And number two, there's such a disconnect. But I want to jump now more into the patience part, which is the crux of this. To lead, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, lead them gently with patience. And there are two possible attitudes that a leader can have in a position of power. Same thing with parenting, is that one is personal power. Oh, it's pretty much, as far as I can say it, like do as I say, period. And there's room for that. There's space for that, what you expect, of course. However, it's like it becomes a personal affront when you're not feeling, you take it personally, when you're not being obeyed, shall we say. So this, I would say, comes as more of a correction. Comes, do this, I say it, do it. And I know I've been there. I know I get there sometimes when I'm not being, what's the word? Patient. When I'm just trying to maneuver a situation. Again, there are times for that, and it's very subtle. But the Torah ideal, and I want to emphasize the word ideal, is with patience. And this way, you're being of service. It's not about me. It's about how can I be of service to you. When people are suffering, you're realizing that they're likely to be moody and complaining. You understand that people, children, ourselves, are likely to be moody and complaining when we're suffering, when we're having a hard time. And the more difficult they are to deal with, the greater the need for patience and tolerance. So this is the model for all future leaders. So we're talking correction, which is more about, again, there's room in parenting for this. So it's very subtle. If you have any questions, you want to talk about it further, sign up for a connection call with me. And then there's connection, which is understanding where they're at, speaking to someone, educating a child where they're at, right? And this is connection. And then from the place of connection, then we really can have an impact and be there for someone, be there for our child in the way they need, so then we can help regulate them and then bring them through the challenge as opposed to trying to avoid it, going through it, under it, and over it. So every difficult encounter is a tool for us growing in the trait of patience. Everything is an opportunity. Doesn't always feel that way, doesn't always look that way. However, in the end, if we're able to realize this is the ideal, we're not intended to be Moshe Rabbeinu. We're intended to be the best version of ourselves. And when we're not, due to Teshuvah, we come back. We return, we reset, and we come back as quickly as possible. As Elisa Bulow said, skip step 2. In the last Raising a Mensch series, she said, skip step 2. Skip the drama of it as much as possible. This is an ideal. So again, we're talking about the Torah ideal of patience in talking with our children gently and with compassion for ourselves and for our children. And this is a great little story that Rabbi Pliskin ends with on this part. So someone who consulted the Chazon Ish very frequently spoke to him in a manner that he thought would get the Chazon Ish angry. He therefore asked the Chazon Ish, please do not become angry with me. Chazon Ish replied, quote, in my store, this product doesn't exist. Ha! What a level is this? What a level. But it's what to aspire to. We know what direction we know what direction we want to go in. At least we know what direction we want to go in. This is where we have compassion and patience with ourselves. So on this note, I just wish you, may Hashem bless you with, as we head into Rosh Chodesh, a beautiful Shabbos, a world of patience with yourself and with your children, and a ton of compassion for yourself and your parenting journey and for our children. In this way, we can truly connect and make a difference and help them to grow through their challenges. And that's the best we really can offer. We're often so hard on ourselves. So I'm giving you a ticket, if I may, to show some compassion for yourself also, and that it is hard, it is challenging, it's designed to be, and remembering that our children are a gift. I hope to bring you back to the parent, to remind you of the parent that you really, really are and who you want to be, and to rise above for just a moment of the challenges and remind you of the ideal we're striving for. And when we aim for it, that's the best we can do in that moment. And I'm happy to reach out to me for a connection call if you'd like to talk further. Since I've increased my hours and I'm working at the local day school, I have mostly night hours now for connection calls, Eastern Standard Time, or I can make Sundays occasionally available as well. So please have a beautiful Shabbos and a sweet Rosh Chodesh. May the next month be filled with bracha and simcha, joy and blessings and clarity and patience for yourself. And here's to growing and sharing your happy heart. Good Shabbos. Good Chodesh.